All right, so apparently there is a British man that thinks Rell Seas is trash. He thinks it's overhyped. Now we're gonna be reacting to exactly what he says and why he says it. Let's do it. So this video is 2 weeks old, and it's just blowing up as of recently. Everyone's starting to notice it. Seiji4 just reacted to it as well, but I haven't watched his reaction clearly because I want to have a raw opinion. Now I feel like my opinion on what he says is the only valid opinion because I am a fellow Brit and American people don't understand Brits. I might understand where he's coming from, so let's see what he's saying.
Hello everyone,
I'm gonna just hit the like button.
And today I have some controversial takes about Rell Games and their upcoming title, Rell Seas. Will it be worth playing, or is it going to be a complete disappointment? Starting off with the cons. A small gripe I had when I first looked at the trailer was just how disgusting that logo is. Please remove the realistic teeth from that logo. That's just...
Bro is complaining about absolutely nothing. Bro, the logo? Come on now. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, right? It could use a bit of a revamp, you know, look a bit more smooth, more visually appealing. But there's nothing wrong with the frog's teeth, bro.
Absolutely uncanny and gross. It's nothing to do with the game, it just really fucking grosses me out. The clothing models just look really bad. The texturing is weird and doesn't fit the environment at all. It kind of reminds me of when YBA changed to that weird style of trying to look exactly like JoJo, and it just didn't really fit the environment that the stands were in. The attack animation...
Okay, alright, hold on. I know what he means by this outfit, right? Because this outfit, it does look kind of goofy with the textures. But it doesn't feel like that with all the outfits. Like these outfits here look actually really good.
Kind of reminds me of when YBA changed to that weird style of trying to look exactly like JoJo, and it just didn't really fit the environment that the stands were in. The attack animations look stiff and gross. They're so sublime that it makes Deep Wokens look like art, and we all know how basic Deep Woken animations are. Sea Beast models are...
Wait, what? Did he just insult Deep Woken and Rell Seas all in the same go, in the same cupcake? He threw it all in the same cup and just threw it.
Deep Wokens look like art, and we all know how basic Deep Woken animations are. Sea Beast
Animation
models
ain't
are
that
bulging
bad.
And throbbing for some fucking reason. Like,
this
looks
good.
Luffy fighting a sea beast with the blood flow of Paragon's cock after seeing a children's playground. Models remember Luffy fighting a sea beast with the blood flow of Paragon.
Wait, I'm not understanding why he's complaining. Sea Beast is a serpent, which is kind of like an eel and like a sea eel.
Paragon's cock after seeing a
slash like snake, right? They have like slivery movements. This is like a realistic.
Models of things like the Venom Fruit and Kaido look alright, but have the same issue as the clothing where it doesn't really fit the environment.
I did think Kaido's texture looked a bit weird, but not because it doesn't fit the environment. It's just like it'll probably look different once implemented into the game is what I noticed. Some things look different when they get published into the game, so like it suits it.
If you don't get what I mean by that, it's sort of like me adding a photo of Eclipse to the game. Now, Eclipse is a real person, so he's super detailed, but he doesn't fit the Roblox environment. The faces just look gross. Man. They don't look like Roblox, they don't look like One Piece, they barely look like anime. It genuinely is not hard to make a face.
Nah, he's nitpicking for sure.
I'll show you how to do it. Get your Photoshop.
You know when people hate just for the sake of hating? This guy is hating for the sake of hating. Like he's actually chatting for the sake of chatting, right?
Get a 1080 by 1080 square.
Can't make this up, bro.
Put your picture of the character you are trying to trace over. Or, if you're a skilled artist, just draw it. And then apply it to the face of your Roblox character. Trying to come up with your own anime style like this is just gross and really unnecessary. The hair also looks like it's made out of plastic. I'm not sure why this one doesn't have a texture like the clothing. And before someone says it's so they can change the color easily with code, you can still do that with textures. Kaido's animations look a little stiff, but that's just a minor gripe. The grip animations don't have any weight behind them. They feel like everything moves through the air without resistance, and like the weapons are made of paper.
Oh, bro is
and it would
chatting.
seem they made the mistake of giving everyone Geppo. I personally don't think every style should have Geppo, to make things like Blackleg more unique, giving a reason to actually use them.
Very
Geppo
true.
is a very unique movement option, and giving it to every single style under the sun just makes it not.
That's the first valid point he said. I hate it when games allow everybody to Geppo, but at the same time, it's like a double-edged sword, because if you don't give everybody the option to Geppo, it just becomes okay, we're gonna use fighting styles that have Geppo over the ones that don't have Geppo. So it's kind of like Geppo is an essential movement for a One Piece game, and where you have fighting styles that have Geppo, they usually just miles better than fighting styles that don't have Geppo. Even if a fighting style is good, if it doesn't have Geppo, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes people just don't utilize it because Geppo is an essential movement. Like, you need it. The mobility is very, very much needed, important.
As special. And the HUD design is just gross. This literally looks like it's made in paint. Please buy Photoshop or, I don't know, pirate it or something, because you fucking need it, dog. Like, Jesus Christ.
My.
And the bloom is just way too high in multiple instances. I really felt like I was in the fucking red light district of Japan, dog. Like, slapping a neon fucking paint on every single thing you see doesn't make the graphics good. And those are all the minor gripes that I have just on the surface. Let's go over a few pros.
I think the bloom is really good. What he said about the HUD, I feel like I like the old school theme to it. It doesn't do too much. You know when UIs have too much going on and it's just like ugh. But it's not over the top and it's not super simple. It's somewhere in between, and I kind of like that.
Because
when
I did my Arcane Odyssey video, everyone was like, oh, you've only got negative stuff to say about it, so fuck it, we'll do some like good stuff. This armor, this chest, and these boats are beautiful. I have no idea how they will look in game, because Roblox's engine kind of changes how it looks sometimes, but inside Blender,
just like I said,
very nice. The hit effects and sword clash effects are nice and give me a feeling of a real fight, and this modular air combo system seems like it could be fun, depending on how hard it is to control. It's nice to see...
I did say the air combat is going to be really difficult for a lot of players, and it's going to make the skill gap between one player and another player really big. If someone's able to utilize the air combos properly within this game, they're going to be miles above someone who just can't be bothered. So that's one thing people are going to probably need to master ASAP, a PvP freak.
Gun combat actually having a place in a One Piece game for once, and Barry actually reflecting projectiles back towards enemies is a nice thing to see as well. I think GPO does have something like that, where the projectiles do reflect off of Barry, but I don't think they damage the person that sent the projectiles at the barrier to begin with.
Very true, very
that's
accurate.
A nice kind of addition that Rell Seas have added to their game. And although the animation is kind of grotesque and makes me want to throw up...
I'm not gonna lie to you, so far the only thing I've seen that looks bad in Rell Seas is Leopard. It's not that it looks bad, it just doesn't feel like it's meant to be for the game. It's scary. It's scary.
It's nice to see stuff like the Leopard
jump
having
scare.
directional movement. And the idea of giants fighting is really cool. I think these Fruit Awakenings having a big old brawl, you know, these massive giants fucking punching it out while you're on the ground is really awesome. But I do think it needs a camera angle change because it's quite hard to see. But those are the pros
camera angle.
The cons
is
far outweigh the pros in my eyes. Personally, I think Rell Seas is going to be pretty shite. Or at least it's not going to be anything special. I don't get why people are excited about playing as an obese Enel, but each to their own, I don't really care. The fact is, Rell Seas is nowhere near done.
Okay, I don't think people are excited about playing as a fat Enel. It's just the fact that we have the options for these transformations, and we can stay within the transformations and actually have skill-based combat within these transformations, because a lot of games don't have that option. Even when you transform in a game like GPO, it's not the best. Yeah, if you've played GPO, Tori V2, PvP, then you know what I mean.
They might say the release is coming soon or whatever. You can really tell if they release soon, they're going to have a bad reception. I would like to see the Rell brothers finally make a game worth playing, because Shindo Life ain't really all that, and all their other ones have just been cash grabs. Before you tell me that they weren't cash grabs, please go back and play their My Hero Academia game where you could make your own quirk and stuff and tell me that's not a cash grab. I will laugh if someone actually defends that. One guess that I'm going to make is to get something like the Fat Enel, you're going to need to grind and grind and grind. Like, I'll join the game and they'll say, oh yeah, you can't fucking awaken your fruit until you're like level 1000, and that's a few hundred hours worth of gameplay. I wouldn't mind if it's like, oh yeah, it's like an hour to get that. That's fine.
Bro has no idea what he's talking about. I'm assuming once you have your fruits, in order to get the awakening forms, you probably just need to put in a certain amount of stats within your devil fruit. Or they did say it's not going to be banner beaters, so that might not be the case. There's probably going to be some sort of progression you need to do for it. As in, maybe you need to have the fruit for a certain amount of time. And within that time, you need to gain fruit EXP. Like how you have to get abilities in something like Rogue Lineage to get all your spear super training. You have to get spear EXP, and people would get the bronze spear and go fight the mushrooms or whatever, zombie shrooms, in order to get EXP for spear. And you could get your spear supers, you could get the super of different weapon, different classes before you go to your ultra class. I feel like it may work something like that, because they did say it's going to be progression based.
Like an hour is not much. Whenever you have to play the game forever and ever just to get to the fun bits, I think that's when it starts to fall off in my eyes. I had the same feeling about Grand Piece Online. I also had the same feeling when I played Block Fruit. A similar feeling was found in Arcane Odyssey, and it just seems like every Roblox game nowadays is going in that direction where you have to level up for ages just to have fun. It makes them a lot more money, yes, because it keeps you in the game longer, but I would like to see someone actually give a shit about their game. So Rell Brothers and Rell Seas, I personally think your game is going to be atrocious. I think it's going to be shit. I think it's going to be so not worth playing, I'm probably not even going to boot it up. But I would love to see you guys prove me wrong.
Bro is literally lying. If it's... Okay.
Because I will definitely see YouTube videos on it. My YouTube recommendations is nothing but that kind of shit. So if you guys do make a successful, really good One Piece game, then I'll be happy, because then I can finally fucking play something worth my time. But from these sneaks, this ain't it. If the game is go to this island, level up, then go to this island, level up, then go to this island, level up, I will not turn it on. And that's just like a complete and utter promise. I will not even load up the game.
I ain't gonna lie. He is chatting, but... there is some truth behind what this guy is saying, bro. He's chatting, but there's some hidden truth to what he's saying.
Gameplay is.
Low key.
I don't care how good you make the PvP or the PvE or whatever the fuck. If that is the gameplay, I am not playing. But I think people share the exact same opinion I have. Or at least a good amount of people.
Like, when he's saying he doesn't want the game to be island to island banner beating, he's not chatting, he's not wrong.
One thing that did pique my interest was that when you looted a body in the second trailer, he had a shadow fruit on him, which makes me feel like you can't store devil fruits, and I would love to see that. A One Piece game where you can lose loot.
Yes! Oh my gosh, and I don't know why I didn't talk about that in the things you missed about Rell Seas video, but when... actually, because that was trailer 2, not trailer 3, but still... when they were looting, I'm gonna show an example. When you were looting the body, or it was the chest. I don't know if it was a body. I think it was a chest. There was a shadow fruit inside of it, right? So that would be a really good gameplay feature. People can't just have 20 fruits stored, right? If you die with a fruit in your inventory, it's gonna go away. Like, you need to either eat your fruit to secure it, or have some sort of bank. Hopefully they make a bank. There should be an island that's just like the central banking system, or the World Trade Center, where you can store and trade within the game universally. I just don't think they're gonna do that though. I don't know why Roblox games don't do that. I heard to do like a trade hub, not like a trade hub in GPO, but like a World Trade Center, something like RuneScape, or if you played Pokemon Platinum, World Trade Center, where you can trade. You can be like, okay, I have this fruit, you put it up and you say what fruits you want, and people can offer it to you. When you come back online, you can see people's offers and you can accept the offer that seems best for you. And the people that put up offers that don't get the fruit, it'll just go back into their inventory when they're next online, or even if they are online. But yeah, no Roblox games have World Trade Centers or trading hubs, actual trading hubs, not AFK similar GPO, hey guys, trade me this. Real trade centers, right? No games I've seen actually have that, and I think it's because you need like some sort of third-party server for that, and you'd have to pay for it. But I don't really know, you know, the logistics of that.
When you die would be incredible, because that would make trading really cool. You trade for an item with the potential chance of losing the item you've just traded for. It will change how people play and experience the game completely. It gives you that deep woken vibe where dying actually fucking matters. Because in Grand Piece, the only thing you lose when you die is like, I don't know, a minuscule amount of bounty, and bounty barely does anything. So seeing this game have like an actual consequence for dying would be really cool. I'm not asking for permanent,
hey man,
but I am asking for something minor. I would also like to see the potential for...
Bro, he's low-key spitting. He's low-key... I don't care if y'all... Because I know since he called Rell Seas overhyped, y'all are just going to disagree with everything this guy's saying. But he's not all the way...
So this brings me into a section I would like to call ideas. One thing I'd be very interested to see in your game is injuries. For example, Luffy would sometimes break his teeth. Or Brook would have cracks in his skull. Or his head, I guess. And Shanks completely lost his arm. So One Piece has quite a lot of losing limbs. Now, I would say a lot of stuff like this should be revertible. For example, Luffy and Brook just drink milk when they break bones and lose bones. And like there should be someone on the map somewhere that you could get a limb put back on or something. I don't really know, right?
Like a doctor.
But wouldn't it be cool
like
if you could save your teammate at the cost of your arm? Like, your friend is a Devil Fruit user. He's just fallen into the water. A sea beast is coming. The only way you can save him from the sea beast and losing all his gear is to lose your right arm.
No,
and
that's
now,
stupid.
for the rest of your playthrough...
That's a very stupid idea. Now, I know what he was trying to say, that maybe like in games like Rogue Lineage, if you go insane, you get blinded, etc., you need to go to a doctor to heal yourself. Maybe you could lose an arm, and your arm, if you lose it, your attack speed is slower or you deal less damage, but you can go to the doctor and pay to get it reinstalled or something. But losing your arm for saving this guy's... Most
of your playthrough, you'll only have one arm. It might change up how strong your M1s are. Maybe they're a bit more strong because you only have one arm and you're, I don't know, putting more power into it or something. But my whole point is that I want it to feel a little more like an adventure. Like, I start off from the beginning and my character kind of evolves with me, and not with the meta of the game. I'd like it so that my character has certain gear, not because I went there to go and farm it, but because you could tell I had been on a certain journey. For an example, Shell's Town might have a lot of marine-based drops. So me, as a pirate, I might have a lot of marine gear on me, whether that be a cape or a hat that came from the Marines. And you can kind of tell that I went to that island to get it. But the feeling of adventure is missing from a lot of games like Grand Piece Online.
I feel that.
And One Piece is about that journey.
Like, alright, so usually how One Piece games go is like certain islands will have certain drops, and that drop will give a certain stat, and is only useful for that island. And then after you farm there, you move to the next island and get another boss drop. But it would be nice if there were drops within certain areas that not necessarily only give a good stat for that place, that island, that level, but it gives us a stat that is useful to your player. Like a certain, this is just an example. Maybe something from this island gives you a really good evasive stat, and something from another island gives you a really good health stat. Now you're going to want to pick between those two drops based on your play style, not because one of them gives 20 HP and the other one gives 10 HP, because you're obviously going to go for the one that gives 20 HP. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe not meta drops, but drops that actually help enhance your player in different ways, so that player builds can be unique. And not just everybody has the same drop from the last island because that boss is the strongest boss in the game currently.
It's about going to go find the One Piece. And now Rell Seas is not called One Piece, so I'll presume there isn't an glorious treasure that everybody on the sea is after. Therefore, I think the Rell brothers should focus more on the seas of their game, the Rell Seas, and putting things on these seas worth exploring and adventuring to find. And I don't mean just like a treasure chest somewhere, or like, oh, there's some weird bandits in this side of the map. I mean real exploration. Have islands where there are things and mechanics that aren't on any other islands. Like, maybe a jungle-based island has got ropes that you can grab onto and swing. That would be really incredible. And if Rell Seas could pull off something like that, that gives you that Sea of Thieves vibe of exploring, I would genuinely be impressed. But we all know the
So like islands that have actual exploration involved in it, mazes, jump quests, puzzles, real Zelda stuff, you know, some Zelda dungeons, Ocarina of Times, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker type stuff where you need to actually think with your head to complete that area or to complete that part of the island you're on. And you know, I don't know what's gonna be at the end of this so-called dungeon or cave, maybe some cool boss, a mini boss, etc. I don't know. That's up to the Rell brothers to decide. My thing is, I think a lot of Roblox developers don't play games, don't play real video games, and definitely excluding Raguz and Archmage because Deepwoken is actually very like intrinsic. Arcane has some really good storytelling, but I really feel like the only game that actually has depth to it is Deepwoken. Like, actually, no other games on the platform have depth to it the way Deepwoken has it. So
Rell brothers usually just make absolute fucking dog shit. So, you know, fuck off.
Bro watches too much XQC. Alright, no, I'm not gonna lie. He was chatting some parts, and some parts of the video he was like spitting. So I can't really disregard everything he's saying. I do want to react to Sages4's video, but obviously I'm not going to do that here. Probably going to do it on my own time. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know what you think of this guy's opinion. He's not completely wrong with some things he said, but he was actually chatting. If I had to say he was spitting on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give him about a 5.9. Like, he said some really accurate things at some places, and other places he was just actually talking out of his ass. But he is a Brit, so GG. I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.